All right, day 2 of the Advent calendar. Today's puzzle is a palindrome puzzle. There's a little twist to it on the standard version. The family version is a more normal palindrome. But a couple things with palindromes quick that'll apply to either puzzle. Uh, so if you don't know what a palindrome is, it just means it's the same forwards and backwards. So you could have 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, which of course is not valid for Sudoku in this row, but same digits forward and backwards. 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. If you read it the other direction, it's 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. So the way this works for a Sudoku puzzle is obviously this would not be a valid palindrome, but if you had a line that went diagonally like this, then you could have the digits 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that would be a palindrome. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1. The other direction is 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1. So the way to solve a puzzle like this is to consider the fact that the ends have to be the same. So whatever this digit is, they're going to be the same. So if you have, for example, a 2 and a 5 up here, and maybe a 6 here. And then let's say you had a 4 and a 1 and a 7. There you go. So normally you would look at this cell and say, well, there's a 1, a 4, and a 7 that already are seeing this cell. So it could be 2, 3, 5, 6, 8, or 9. However, this one sees the 2, 5, and the 6. So the best way to think about it is to look at both cells in tandem, basically. So this one down here sees 1, 4, and 7. This one up here sees 2, 5, and 6. So they both see 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So their only options would be 3, 8, and 9 at that point. The other thing to make sure is when you're updating pencil marks, if you put in a 3, 8, and 9, for example, and then you find out over here this is an 8, okay, it's pretty easy to update the pencil mark down here. Well, relatively easy. It's also easy to miss those. I do it all the time. But make sure whenever you change a number on a palindrome that you change its corresponding one as well. If you remove an 8 from the bottom down here, you must remove the 8 from up there as well. So that's how palindromes work. You do the same thing with these two, and sometimes if you have a longer palindrome, I find it helpful to mark with some highlighting. You know, you could say blue to remember that these two are the same. It's not too hard on something this long, but especially if you get, let's see, you could do some weird palindromes, you know, where it's down over here and around this way and up and over, and you know, that's probably not even a valid palindrome. But the point is, if you get something real long and weird like this, count how many cells there are. So this one's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 23. So obviously these two are going to be the same. This is obviously not a valid palindrome because these are in the same row, but just pretend. These two are the same. It's 23, which means you're going to have 11 on each end that are repeated, and then the 12th one will be the middle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So this would be the center. So I would mark the center. And then if it was me, I would just kind of go about halfway, maybe 5 or 6, 3, 4, 5. So maybe the 6th one here, and then the 6th one in from over there, and mark those the same color. And that way you don't have to start at the end and count all 12 cells every time to try and match them up. You can count, well, I'm 2 past the blue, and so 2 past the blue, these are the same. Or 2 before the blue, or something like that. You could go 2 from the red on each side. So that's just the one way that I do it to kind of help keep track of everything. But just make sure that you're considering the linked cells on the palindrome together in tandem. That's the best tip I have for palindromes. So I hope you enjoyed today's puzzle. Let me know if you need a hint, if you think it's too easy, too hard, you hate it, you love it. I'd like to hear feedback. So enjoy the puzzle. I'll see you tomorrow.